field for a huge gain. Man, you cannot coach that.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Steelers are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at the 2-yard line. Number 32 goes in motion. Number 12 loops this one to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Second down, goal to go. Number 83 grabs the bullet. Touchdown. And
pass interference. Number 96, defense.
Check 1 2 check. Check 1 2 check. All right, guys, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you guys checking this out live and later if you do that way. I found some new sliders and settings for CPU versus CPU games on the NFL 2K Resurrected Discord channel, so I thought we would load those up and give them a shot. The ones that I currently have in place are doing pretty well. I just had the Chiefs visit Washington, and they won 27-20. Washington had the ball and was driving and got to about the Kansas City 40 before they ran out of time, so it was working pretty well. But I did find these and wanted to give them a look, and I just got the updates to these two teams' rosters in place, so I loaded that up as well. I still got to go through the rest of the teams and tweak their settings, because I did some updates to those as well. But we have through the Dolphins completely entered, starting from the 49ers in alphabetical order. So take that as you will. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Just going to take a look at this. We can chat about whatever anybody wants to chat about while this is playing. I'm not going to do any commentary. I actually have the commentary, I think, on for the game. So we will probably be hearing all that. Yep, we will. So really just trying to get a look at what these new settings look like from a gameplay perspective and stats perspective. Still drinking my coffee. And we are doing 9-minute quarters, which is pretty close to what the average plays should be. I'm thinking about tweaking it to where the running game is a little bit more, because even I pretty much have everybody 50-50 on run pass, and they're still leaning towards the pass. And I'm wondering if that's because they do that when they're behind, so maybe they need to run more when they're not. So I'm thinking about switching that to 55-45 run, or maybe 60-40 run. I'm not sure yet. I have seen pretty close to 100 yards in a game for a rusher, so I might keep it where it's at. I'm not sure yet. Again, we are tweaking some of the stats, and it's affecting the defense quite a bit as far as covering the run and all that stuff, so they're a little bit more stout. So might need to lean towards the run just to get them the yards that they should have. But and then I'm hoping too that'll cut down on interceptions, because anybody who's played this game for any amount of time, barring just jumping in and jumping out, would know that the interception rate on this game is a little high. Although I heard the new Madden was having that issue too, so that's quite a coincidence that they would be having the same issue 18 years later. Just saying. No, I do not own it. I'm not going to be buying that anytime soon. I still think they got to improve some things before I'll spend my money on that. Hoping to start some golf streams here for too long. I haven't been playing too bad. Maybe when TGC Tours comes back into swing, we'll maybe stream some of those rounds. Looks like we got a little fog in the game today. Oh, that play didn't work.
Number 55 is relentless here, and he chases the ball carrier into the backfield. He closes in. There's the hit.
Leroy Jordan running the ball carrier down. Jim Kick with the reception.
Yeah, but at least the antelope doesn't have to shake hands with the lion when it's all over. And boy, that was an excellent job of staying with his man that time to make.
So anybody catching this who hadn't seen any of the other test games that I've done, this is all-time rosters for all 32 NFL teams eventually. Still working on the stats a little bit. I've created Google Sheets that have formulas in it to use the actual players' stats to come up with their ratings. The only exceptions to that is the offensive line, because the site that I use, Pro Reference Football, does not really have too much in the way of stats for linemen. But I was able to generate stuff based on their, they actually assign them an approximate value every year. So I was able to use that and the average of that per year to come up with their stuff. And it seems pretty accurate. Like, for the most part, the guys you would expect to be on the higher end are on the higher end, so it kind of worked out pretty well. And then obviously everybody else has actual stats that I can use. So you'd also be surprised at some of the names that stuck around that their stats don't look all that, well, they look underwhelming. For example, let me turn this down a little bit. For example, the first person that comes to mind really is Red Grange. Like, his stats were horrible, but everybody talks about him to this day. As far as the Bears, greats go. So I did put him on the roster. But I do have free agents in there as well, so if you feel like Neil Anderson maybe would more deservingly be on the roster, you could swap him out if you end up with this roster file. I was going to post it on the site that housed a lot of the roster files, but they actually shut their server down because I guess the guy was paying for it out of his own pocket and not getting anything back out of it, so he got tired of paying for it and shut it down. So if I were to distribute it, I don't know where that would be at. So I just noticed the numbers on these uniforms for the Dolphins are way up on the back. I don't know if it's really like that or not in real life. Yeah, way up high. It's crazy. I mean, I guess it could be like that in real life. Nice gloomy rainy day in Miami, Florida. Also, I know Houston is still a team, but the actual franchise for the Oilers goes with the Titans, stats-wise. So that's actually where the players went for this. Probably would have been a little bit more evenly matched had I gave them to Houston Texans, but that's not really where the franchise went, so I did not do that. Charger Dude 95, check out his channel on YouTube. He's got some pretty good dream seasons with all-time rosters in certain years and things like that. Bob Lilly just smacking Marino around. But yeah, check out Chargers Dude. He's got some pretty good production over there, and actually later in the later seasons he had somebody else doing the voiceover stuff, the commentary, which turned out pretty well, I thought. And he was using Maddens, I believe, like 12 or 10 or something. And I believe his franchise used the Texans for Houston, like Warren Moon and all them. But if you look up stats and everything, that they're housed under the Titans, because that's where they moved to. Oh, they send Witten to the offside and then try to come back to the other side. Does not work. Jake Scott sniffing it out. So yeah, I'm just trying to take a look at these settings to see what kind of stats we get. The stats I got are pretty good for scores and the individual player stats, but his interceptions are still a little bit high, so I'm kind of still searching for something that can lower that a little bit. Like I think in the that was a good throw. I think in the Washington Kansas City game I just played, it was 27-20 final Kansas City. But there were, I think KC had 2 turnovers and Washington had 5, and 4 of those were interceptions. So I understand the secondaries are all-time players, but so are the quarterbacks. So if I could get that to be a little bit lower, I'd go for that. So what I'm probably going to do, I don't know if I'll stream it, but I'll probably see what I end up with on this game here and then switch over to my stats, play the same 2 teams, and see. See what I get that way. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I need to keep entering some of these ratings. I was hoping to be done by the end of this weekend, but it's not going to happen. There was more needed on teams after Washington than I thought. And I understand that most people think of that as Redskins, but I actually have them as Commanders in my list, so they're actually earlier, or before the Dolphins, obviously. And the Cowboys, for that matter. 7 plays, 27 yards. So I saw them pass the ball a little. Ooh, that was close. I saw him pass the ball a little bit. I didn't see him able to run much, which concerns me. But again, we'll see what we get at the end. I mean, it could be one of those things where it's 3 or less yards in a cloud of dust, and then like a 50-yard run somewhere in there. You just never know. And again, we're playing all-time rosters, so it should be a little difficult to run right. Like you shouldn't see a 5-yard average if you can avoid it. Leroy Jordan again. Gloomy rainy day in Miami. Not seeing too many issues holding on to the ball too much so far. Like I haven't seen any fumbles yet. It did look like the fumble setting might have been a little bit low, but we'll see. Again, just trying to check out what kind of stats we get with this. Hey, what's up, D? How's Fortnite treating you with the nightmares? Oh, Lillian on Marino again. I don't know who's supposed to be blocking him, but they are not doing a good job at the moment. It's going to be 4th down. You know, the spin move to get around him. So have you even bought the golf game, Dwayne? Or did it just not interest you seeing it enough to even buy it? So I'm going to tell you right now, Zach and Sammy and I have been ripping that game up. And we need a 4th so we can do some alt shot, if you have it. Oh, knocked down at the line. Oh, yeah, my wife lost her job, so I can relate to that, Bubba. I can totally relate to that. The only reason I got it is because I had some gift cards left over from Christmas, so I had a Steam balance. So I only had to pay like $20 because of the balance I already had covered most of it. So I totally get it, dude, for sure. I tell you, I like it. I mean, I've been playing it. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hit perfects every time, but even though the short game's a little harder, I feel like I can scramble and get par a little easier than I could in the last game. And I'm certainly shooting 9 or 10 under more often, more consistently. Now, don't get me wrong, I do throw in, like we played some tough courses last night. I think I had 2 different courses. I took a max score on a hole. But we did play skins the last round, and I pretty much took Zach and Sam's money that round. I had like 320 out of we all did 180 apiece. I had like 340 or something. But it's fun. It's fun to listen to them tell each other they got to make this putt or whatever. Zach did it a couple times, like, oh. He kept telling, Sam kept telling he had to make this chip, and he did it twice on me. Oh, yeah, that stuff's more important for sure, dude. Is he doing okay? I've not heard anything about any of that. I don't know if anybody else knew about it. What's going on with him? Or is it just, you mean this same stuff he's been going through? Or is something kicked up? Same stuff, yeah. That's certainly more important than a video game, for sure. Got a little bit of a flicker up there in the stands. That was weird. I found somebody that posted some settings for this emulator the other day. I switched my stuff to what he was showing the best settings are, and I kept getting screen tears. So I don't know what his stuff was doing. I'm seeing a little flicker in the stands, though. That's weird. I hadn't noticed that before. I don't know if it's just this stadium or the fact that it's rain and foggy or what. Oh, Jim Kick with a little bit of a gain. 4-yard gain there. That's one of the better runs I've seen so far. Yeah, I don't know if you caught it, Dwayne. These are some settings I found on Discord that are different than what I already had. And so I was testing them out and see what kind of stats I get with these. So far, I've not seen, like, I've seen some interception possibilities, but they've not caught it. So I like that part. So we'll see if that holds. I have to watch it, though. I can't have no interceptions because, I mean, an average NFL game, I think it said, was 6 turnovers. Or, yeah, I think it was 6. Oh, he got loose finally. Then my other thought, too, was should I just up the running percentage for the teams that are known as running teams? Like, what do we think? Like the Packers and the Browns. Seemed like there was one more I was thinking of that was more of a running team. Or should I just do everybody? That's the other question. Because I think everybody's going to, if they're behind, is going to pass more. Dude, Marino has taken a beating. Too Tall Jones in on the sack that time.
Number 72 next to his man in the backfield for a big loss. I don't know what happened to the protection. Let's have a look. You know, Dan, it's all about focus and persistence. He was not.
That's going to put him behind the chains now. Anyway, what I was talking about the golf game, Dwayne, is I was pretty skeptical, but I actually kind of like it. Like, it's not. You have to, so you struggle at first because you don't have the fittings and the skill points and all that. But as you level all that up, it certainly becomes more playable. You just have to grind to get the fittings and the skill points to add. And the quickest way to do that is to do the career mode. And I would venture to keep the thing on until you get everything you want. I would keep it on pro, just, and probably 2 rounds per event just to get there quicker. It's just my opinion. I mean, you certainly grind 4 rounds if you want to, if you decide to get it at some point. Anyway, that'd be my suggestion. And Jeff's got posted like all the fittings and everything he has in detail. Like he's got screenshots of everything. It's pretty cool to see it laid out like that. I don't know if he's got exactly what I would have, but it's pretty neat that he shared all that with everybody. See, another viewer dropped in. Thanks for stopping by. Just doing a test game, checking out some new settings that I found on Discord. See how it plays. Kind of checking out the stats compared to the stats that I get with the settings that I already had. But I do appreciate you stopping by. Feel free to chat about anything in the chat. We're not commentating the game or anything. We're just pretty much watching it to see what we get out of it. So far, the running games have struggled a bit, and Dallas has 2 field goals. The passing game's been okay. Don't think I've seen any interceptions yet. Bob Lilly's been tearing up Marino, sacking him left and right. Too Tall Jones got a sack on the last series on Marino. I don't think I've seen Staubach get sacked yet. Oh, that'll be overturned if they challenge that. No way he had possession.
Going to keep his wits about him here and make a smart play. The ball's loose, but now he gains control. Good reflexes to recover from that bad play.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had it. Oh, I thought he was going to take off running. Oh, what? I don't think he had that time either. Let's see if they keep that call. I will say that seems to be very prominent in this game. Turnovers are very, very prominent in the outcomes, it seems like, which is somewhat realistic. Yeah, I don't think he ever had that. I don't think he ever had that. Surely they'll challenge. Yeah, they will. I figured they would. Once we figure out what settings we're going to use and get all the ratings updated, we will be doing a season, maybe multiple seasons, depending on how it goes. We'll also be sending the files over to a guy called Christopher Slovic. Definitely look him up on YouTube. He's doing some pretty cool things, and he'll be doing a league with these files as well at some point. But he is currently doing what he calls Creator Cups, which is pretty cool. People that have channels that stream, he takes their suggestions on certain number of teams, like say 10, and then he'll take 6 of those, barring duplicates with someone else, and put those into your own division named after you. And then he does a season with those teams, be it baseball or football. He's got both going, I think, right now. And then a certain number of your division winners get into the playoffs. So it's pretty cool. And he commentates everything, which he's pretty good. They actually put him in Pro Strategy Football 23. His voice is actually in there as a commentator, so that's pretty cool. Al Red Sox fan is also another one to check out. He's a commentator on that game as well, because he commentates a lot of his stuff. He has all kinds of stuff on his channel. He's got some pro boxing, I think, and some other things that are pretty cool. Actually, you might like Christopher, Dwayne. He's a teacher over in Pakistan. And he does, he uses the Pro Strategy Football 23 for some kind of fantasy league that his school does. I don't know if it's for the students or the teachers or what, but he does it, I think, on Friday mornings, I think is when he plays those games. Alright, Marino's sacked 3 times so far. Once by Jones and twice by Lilly. Surprise. Oh, there's a pick. That was an awful throw. He's gone. Well, the Dolphins better figure something out at halftime or they might beat you.
Number 41 picks off the ball, and he's going all the way. Nobody can stop him. Man, I hope his mom's got the VCR going.
Peter, he'll add a touchdown.
They might figure out, they need to figure out something at halftime or they're going to be in trouble.
You bet. Big play, my friend.
Still a little bit of time to get on the board to get back into it before halftime, however. Once I get all the things, I got to play some games so I can manipulate who holds the kicks and all that stuff too. And then, like, certain teams that have fullbacks that carry the ball a lot, like the Browns. They have Jim Brown as a fullback, and he carried a lot. So we'll have some formations where he'll be the back, and some formations where the halfback one will be the back, and then the others will get. The other ones will get in based on, oh, there's a 7-play 35-yard drive that did nothing but a punt. They do need to put a drive together. So you have to manipulate all that stuff. Like, let's be Washington has Riggins. And somebody else, too. Well, these guys, actually, the Dolphins, Zonka, fullback. Got to make sure he's getting some carries in there as well. But I want to wait until I get all the roster stuff done, because if I don't, then I'll have to export this every time I change stuff around for a team, and so I don't want to do it that way. So Marino and the Dolphins struggling. No, they did give it to Zonka that time. He went nowhere. Like Too Tall Jones reeled him in. Third and 4. The Dolphins need something here. Oh, they hand it off again. That's surprising to me. I thought they would throw there. Well, I'm guessing they're going to punt. I don't see them going for that. Reggie Roby to kick it away. Renfro on the return. See if the Dolphins can stop them this time. So they've got 2 field goals and a pick 6. So the offense really hasn't done too much. But again, I still haven't seen Staubach get sacked in this game so far. Smith up the middle for 6. Pretty good run, considering what I've seen so far. Yeah, don't stretch yourself though, dude. It's just a game, right? Much more important things in life than that. I think my wife's got a... Oh, can't quite get the first down. I think my wife's got an interview for DCF. Actually, I think she did a video interview Friday. So once she gets back to work, and I'll be able to do some more. Like, I want Pro Strategy Football 23s. They updated the graphics. Smith gets the first down. There's a couple other games that I want that are cheaper, like College Bowl Bound. Actually, I don't think that one's cheaper yet, but I want it. I really just trying to find some kind of college game to hold me over till EA releases their new one to see. Oh, breaking tackles. That was a good run. It makes me wonder if the Dolphins defense is getting tired. Better pick it up, Dolphins. Where you at, Zach Thomas? Well, draw play to Smith, and he's like Dick Anderson brought him down. Yeah, I'll be glad when you get it, but again, I don't want you to strap yourself. You got more important things to worry about. Another draw to Smith. I guess keep doing it until they stop it, right?
Nice gain on this baby. Look at him eat up the yardage here.
And yet again, he's the go-to man for the offense.
Dan, ordinarily, I wouldn't recommend putting all your eggs in one basket. But this is one rock'em sock'em basket.
Smith takes it off the
Pitches it wide. Oh, the defense is there for that one. That's Xavier Howard, yeah. This is going to be a Legends League, but there are a few current players in it, like Xavier Howard is in it. I don't actually, he might have just retired, but he might still be. I think he's actually still playing. Christian McCaffrey, I think, is in it for the Panthers. Kittle's in it. Kelsey's in it. So there are a couple of a few current players that are in it.
Head-to-head on this one with the pass coverage, and the ball is waiting for him downfield. That's a great catch. It's all about being in the right place at the right time, Dan. Perfect execution.
So I don't think Staubach's thrown a pick either. Marino's got one, I believe, that was returned for a touchdown. And they really can't afford to give up a touchdown here, I wouldn't think. Oh, I thought maybe he'd catch that on the deflection.
Smith had some room on the fringes there, but couldn't reel in the pass.
That falls incomplete, but it would have been a minimal gain had they completed it anyway. Second down, 2 receivers to the left.
Oh, stuffed that run. There's Zach Thomas. Got him behind the chains. I'm guessing they're going to... I mean, they could run a draw again, I guess. Nope, going to throw it. Tipped away. Tipped away. I'm assuming with that Rafael Septien in to attempt the field goal. It's only a 33-yard attempt. They should be able to nail this one. Well, 13 plays, 50 yards. I'm thinking that the offense should be well rested here. But then again, Dallas's defense would be real rested as well. So we'll see if the Dolphins can get anything before halftime here. They have struggled. It's not going to bring it out. So Miami will start on the 20. A minute 24 to try to get something on the board. And then make some adjustments at halftime. Ooh. Looked like he had a step too.
Number 13 has been searching for a rhythm out there, and he's come up short, Dan. As you can see by these numbers, he's been having a rough day of it. So far, he's struggled to get 19 yards and no touchdowns.
19 yards passing for Dan Marino. Are you kidding me right now? Biggest difference in the golf game? Are you asking me? Or did I miss something? Question? Well, so off the top of my head, the first thought would be the my player stuff, because you have an archetype now, you have fittings for the clubs that make a difference. The clubs are all cosmetic now. So you can use whatever brand you like, and the drivers sound different. So whatever, if you like that ting when it hits, or you like more of a thud when it hits, you can select whatever club you want for that. And that makes no difference as far as the the distance and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. That's all controlled by your archetype and your fittings and your skills. So that would be my first thought as far as the difference. My second one would probably be ball physics. Like, it seems like the clubs stop quicker on the greens. So like let me rephrase that. On approach shots, it seems like the ball stops quicker on the greens. If you're hitting out of the rough, or you're hitting a chip or something of that nature, especially if the slope's going away from you at all, it rolls forever. So it makes a big difference on where your approach shots go. If you short side yourself and the grain's going away from you on the shot, you are screwed, because it will go off the other side of the green. Like you're not going to stop it. If you're hitting off a fairway in that same situation, or fringe, you might be able to spin it enough to stop it, but it might not stop also. Oh, roughing the kicker. I haven't seen that one. That was interesting. So those are my biggest things that I think are different. So the greens are much more touchy speed-wise. You can also have 192 now on your green speeds on the top side.
Number 13 demonstrated his arm strength back there with a solid cross-field pass.
Another short pass, and he likes that area of the field so far.
And why not? He's had success there.
Second down, coming up.
So I hope that answers your question. But that's the biggest things I see.
Number 13 unloads this one to the left, and it's complete for the first down and a whole
But if you look at the fitting stuff, like you watch any streams or whatever, it's kind of similar to Fortnite in that way. Like they're color coded, so you have gray, which is your lowest tier, then green, and then blue, and then purple, and then orange. And those are kind of like the levels of the weapons in Fortnite, or the items. Like as you go up in the color, right, they get better. Or do more in this case.
Number 13 dumps this one to the flat, and it is not reeled in.
And then there's 5 archetypes to choose from. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I know there's one that's power, one that's putting. I can't remember what the other ones are, but there's 5 total to choose from. I think Zach and I are both the same. I think it's Rhythm is what it's called for ours. And then I think Sammy's Power, I believe. I think there's a green one also, like a putter, like a greensman or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. 12 plays, 66 yards, get a field goal at the end before halftime. So it looks like we're going to be 16-3 at halftime. See if the Dolphins can get anything going in the second half. I mean, to be fair, it's been a defensive struggle for the most part. The only touchdown is off of a pick 6. Other than that, it's been all field goals. So I will say it seems like Dallas has moved the ball a little bit better, but not been able to score with a touchdown at the end of the drives. And these two teams, I would kind of expect a defensive struggle, to be honest. Ooh, they gave him that? I didn't think he got both feet in. They're going to challenge that? No. Ooh, stuffed in the backfield. Like Brzezinski got in there slowing him down, and Zach Thomas came in to clean it up. Miami fans in full throat. There they are. Down 13 at halftime. You're going to have to get something going. So, not a lot of yards, really. I mean, again, you'd kind of suspect that. I'm sorry, Chris. I don't think that's why they're winning, buddy. I think it's the pick 6, really, that's... Although I guess the percentage would lead to more field goals, so I guess it's fair. Not a whole lot of yards receiving, or rushing for that matter. So that's the only touchdown so far, is Charlie Waters returning the interception for a touchdown. If I could speak, that'd be good.
spins, answer right back. Number 13 would find his target on this one. That set up a 31-yard field goal, and that's where we'll leave this one. Dolphins are down at the half, 16-3.
Halftime heroes.
Time now for our halftime.
Yep, the pick six is the hero so far.
The most dominant player of the first half. This time there can be no question. Number 41 has been unstoppable. So that'll do it from here. Let's send you back out there. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe. Dan?
One interception for one touchdown. No tackles for Charlie Waters so far.
ESPN Game Sound, designed and developed in collaboration with Dolby, the leader in surround sound technology. Cowboys get the ball first this half, and another
See what we get here in the second half.
open up this game.
Dolphins going to have to give the ball to the Cowboys to start out, so
Get to the game.
they're going to need a defensive stop, I would think.
Number 34 decides to take it out of the end zone. Pop hard at the 20. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. When you check out the drive,
Again, the only touchdown so far. Charlie Waters pick six of Dan Marino.
you have to take advantage of the opportunities and punch it in.
Neither team moving the ball very well in the rain.
Has an update for us. Susie?
Thanks, Dan. Head coach told me at halftime that he's pleased with the defense.
See if the Dolphins can make adjustments to get back in the game here.
Getting to him often. We've made him rush some passes.
That's going to have to start with a stop, you would think.
Consequently, we've limited their pressing. We'll see if they can keep the pressure on in this half. Dan, back to you.
Susie? Thank you. Smith picks up
6 yards a run for Smith's not going to help their cause any. And the Dolphins fans are starting to question whether or not their team can come back in this one. Run blitz. Oh, and they blitzed in the wrong spot.
No one in front of him. 40. Eventually tackled at the 36.
Blitzed in the wrong spot.
Look at this run, Dan. Everything worked out to perfection. Look at the fluidity of the run.
Scott misses a tackle. Zach Thomas misses a tackle.
What a run, Peter, and his numbers are adding up.
Adding up to one big number. Up to now, he's got 81 yards on 16 carries.
That is not how the Dolphins needed to start this second half, for sure. Oh, somebody knocked it down at the line there. And see who got it.
Number 84 anticipated where the pass was headed, and he knocked it down. Razor-sharp reflexes there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacking the pass every chance they get.
That's right, Dan. You know, why simply defend the pass when you can obliterate it?
Second down, just a single receiver on the field. Smith takes it for his
Ooh, Scott closes that down quickly. That looked like a big hole for a second there.
Look at the numbers generated on the ground. That is impressive.
Oh, and now he throws it to him. Holy smokes.
first on 3rd and long.
Number 22 reels in the pass despite nearly getting squeezed by two defenders.
There's the catch and the
Wow.
They
What a throw.
didn't phase him there.
Maybe they ought to send in a third.
Definitely a slow start, but he's finally got a completion, and maybe now, Peter, he has time to make his mark on the game.
Where was he in the first half, Dan? Because I didn't notice him on the field.
Oh, that is not what the Dolphins needed. Holy cow.
It's caught at the 2. And
Finally an offensive touchdown, though. And the fans are getting restless. Honestly, didn't expect this.
now the extra point, and
Ooh, that was almost missed. Honestly, didn't expect it to be this one-sided so far. Thought they'd be a little more evenly matched. We do only have the one turnover so far, though. The pick six by Marino.
gets the signal, and we're set. Number 1, Boone's a beauty here.
Yeah, I haven't played much. I played a couple solos yesterday. I got a second and a fourth. I think I might have played two days before that as well. I can't remember what I got then, but I know one of them wasn't good. It was like 40 something, and I think the other one was like ninth. Like neither one of them were that great. Been grinding the golf game, so I haven't really been in Fortnite much. Kind of just went in to open up the gray crap from the updates. Oh, kick gets loose. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to juke that guy and be gone. Definitely be something the Dolphins need. Big chunk plays.
Good line blocking, good downfield blocking, and a nifty run to boot. Nice play.
Well, his average is higher than Smith, but Smith has more carries. That'll bring the average down. Excuse me. That'll bring the average down. Try to go straight up the middle, and that's stuffed as well. Fans letting them hear it. 5 wide set. Quick over the middle and off the hands of the receiver. You got to catch that. And your team needs you to catch that one, buddy. Well, they are struggling.
Well, the coverage and the reaction time. The D is beating them to the punch right here.
Number 4 gets ready to punt this away. Number 4 gets the ball and punts it away. Number 20 fields the deep punt at the 19. Stopped at the 30.
Wow. I never would have thought that it'd be 23-3. I mean, there's still time for the Dolphins to come back, but I would have not thought that Dallas could have got it that far out in front. I thought it'd be pretty even back and forth.
Smith played it smart on that last one by following his blockers, but hey, they were unable to open up any holes for him.
Not a lot of room on that play. It will be third down. Third down, 3 wideouts in the game.
Third down. See if the Dolphins can get off the field here.
Number 12 puts his arm into the
Ooh.
it's tipped. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
Somebody got a finger on it, apparently. Dolphins defense gets a stop. Need the offense to show up. Oh my God, nobody blocked on the kick return. Oh, he gets outside though. Wow. McDuffie, decent return.
Number 81 seized some prime field position for his offense with that huge run back. They needed that, especially after that nice punt.
The Dolphins are fading fast and are in need of a score. Their offense will start this vital drive at their 44-yard line.
I mean, I hand it to them. They're still running the ball, even down 20. I mean, I can't say they're doing it well just yet, but they're doing it. They're running it again. Uh-oh, flag on the play. Oh, holding on the tight end, I believe. Yeah, McMichael.
Let's check it out right
And that'll put him behind the chains.
Number 80 goes in motion. Number 13 zips
Oh,
it to the
oh.
sideline, and it's tipped. Incomplete.
Number 13, he's really struggling out there today. As you can see by the numbers, it's all bad. Up to now, he's got 68 yards and 1 interception.
Yeah, only 68 yards for Marino. And we're past halfway through the third quarter. He needs some deep bombs to get that number up. That's not deep. Not even sure why you would throw that pass. There's no chance of a first down there.
There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
And as far as tackles go, this was a pretty good one. He had this one lined up from the get-go.
Well, you kids at home, if you're thinking about playing D, pay attention. That's exactly what you want to do.
Number 20 fields the deep punt at the 14. Dragged down at the 27.
The Dolphins need a turnover of some kind to spark their team there.
Gigantic punt. It was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a dent.
Cowboys stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 27-yard line.
Oh, Smith loose again.
Smith is at the 40. Finally dropped at the 50.
Where they're killing him with the run.
Emmitt Smith sticks close to his blockers here. And it pays off.
Nice run, Peter, and he's putting together some very nice stats.
Definitely. Up to now, he's got 110 yards on 20 carries. Well, as you can see, up over the 100-yard mark. Another day in the office.
I mean, I guess if you run the ball, you should win the games, right?
12 rifles it out left side, and it's complete at the 44, and he stopped right there.
Michael Irvin got wide open and made the easy grab. Great job to take advantage of the D's confusion.
That's broken kind of a cold streak for him. The last two passes his way were incomplete.
Yeah, let's see if he stays on track.
Irvin goes in motion. Smith gains 3 yards, and that brings up third down.
Well, I got to him fairly quick that time.
The ball carrier before he could get to
Can bring up 3rd and 1, however.
Fourth tackle of the contest.
Long one at that.
Smith will get the
Oh, Zach Thomas there to stuff the hole.
short of the marker.
They needed that.
Zach Thomas brought down the ball carrier before the markers.
They're just outside of field goal range.
The defense's back was against the wall, and they rose to the challenge, Peter.
Yeah, Dan, that's great D. They had to make a stand here, and they stood together.
It will be fourth down. Number 4 takes the snap and punts it away.
Ooh, what a punt.
Dolphins let this one bounce, but it will pin them deep at the 5.
Number 4 finds the old coffin corner, as they like to say. Heck, I like to say it too. Out of bounds, and that's perfect. Buried them inside the 5-yard line.
Out at the 5. A minute 16 left in the third quarter. I think the Dolphins got to start going with chunk plays, don't they? Got to start throwing it deep, I believe. No, they're still going to run it. Gain of 4. I am actually shocked by that, being down 20, that they're not throwing all the time. Draw play to Zonka. Bring up 3rd and 2. Hand it off again. Kick gets the first down. Interesting that they're sticking with the run, being down so much. Getting there, 31, 61.
Look at the numbers here. So far, he's got 61 yards on 12 carries.
Not too bad. Don't have any passing stats to go with it, though.
Number 39 will get the carry on first down and picks up
Still running the ball.
Peter, that has to be
I am
tough to
shocked
do.
by
He
that.
used his weight to make the stop, and he did it against one of the most evasive players on the field.
You got to guess a direction in that situation, and he guessed right. That's instincts.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. Cowboys in command of this one, 23-3.
Another quarter left, and Smith already at 110 yards. Can't say that I'm surprised by the rushing yards per se. I'm shocked by Marino's low passing yardage, though.
And the reception is made past the markers for a first down.
See if they pick up the passing in the fourth quarter here.
Number 39. There's just one guy on him, and he beats him easily. Even with my few extra
Throw to the
pounds,
fullback.
I could have done a better job covering him.
I doubt that. He would have smoked you like a salmon.
That sounds pretty good.
He reels in another one today. I wonder what they put in his oatmeal this morning.
Probably the passing playbook.
McMichael goes in motion. Number 39 gets the ball. And
Draw play to Zonka goes nowhere.
Number 39 used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
Second down, and this is the seventh play of the drive. Number 13.
3rd and 2. They really need a touchdown here to have any shot at this, I think.
Number 85 was getting double coverage there, but it wasn't enough to stop him from making the catch.
Another short catch, and that's where they've been utilizing him today.
Yeah, the short routes have been open, and he's been exploiting it.
Draw play again to Zonka. Get the first down. Still not picking up the pace on passing the ball. I'm shocked by that. Just have a lot of confidence in their running game. Or no confidence in their passing game. I'm not sure which. Oh, oh.
Number 13 has found limited success in the passing game so far, Dan, and he just can't seem to get into a rhythm out there. He's not very pleased with his performance. So far, he's got 87 yards and 1 interception.
Not even over 100 yards yet, and we're already in the fourth quarter. It's crazy. Second and 10. Charlie Waters breaks it up. I am really absolutely shocked by the score. I thought this would be pretty evenly matched, honestly. Not that they can't tighten it up with a couple scores real quick, but I mean, they're having all kinds of trouble moving the ball, so. Now, the question is, with 7 minutes, do they go for it now, or do they punt it away? Nope, gonna punt it away. Interesting move.
Number 4 gets the ball and punts it away.
You're gonna be able to down it with it inside the 10. Good punt by Reggie Roby. Good play by the special teams unit to down it at the 8 or 7. Not sure which one it's saying. It's 8. I'm probably going to get a heavy dose of Smith here, I would imagine. Just trying to run the clock, I would imagine. Fans are starting to lose faith.
Those are nice stats. Way to carry the ball.
If you guys are interested in seeing other test games with certain teams, certainly throw it in the comments. I'll be posting this, I think, over on YouTube. So throw it in the comments on YouTube if you want to see a certain game. And if it's somebody that I don't have updated yet, I will try to get it up as soon as I get them entered. Or both teams that you want involved entered, let's put it that way. McDuffie on the returns. Decent field position for the Dolphins starting out here if they can do anything with it. They really need a quick touchdown though. And then a 3 and out. And then another score would actually make it interesting. That would put us within a possession. So I'm guessing they're probably going to start passing more here. It's got 5.5 minutes. They're down 20. I have seen a few comebacks though, so I don't count them out just yet. Oh, he picked it off on the deflection. Awful break for the Dolphins. Good Lord. During the winter months, yeah, it's... Yeah, I got vacation coming up the end of last 3 days of November, first few days of December. And then I have another one around Christmas week, somewhere in there. So that's 2 interceptions for Marino with no touchdowns and not very many yards. So his passer rating has got to be awful. Staubach has a touchdown pass to Irving, I believe, and no picks. So his might be pretty good. The Dolphins have to focus on the run here. I don't see the Cowboys throwing, but they might try to catch him off guard and maybe take a shot deep or something. That's unfortunate. The Dolphins had really good field position after that punt. And they weren't able to do anything with it. I really thought the Dolphins might score there to make it, and then maybe another quick one after that to make it 23-17, make it interesting, but didn't happen. Saxon to punt. It's going to flip the field, though, after the turnover, even though they got the stop. Oh! Oh, my God, they marked that at the 1. That's not, I mean, I wish they would have done a better job of that. That's not how the NFL works. If he goes into the end zone with the ball, then it comes out to the 20. Going deep. Oh, that'll give him some room anyway. That was McDuffie, wasn't it? Definitely showing some urgency now. Waters on the blitz. He gets there. McDuffie again. Unless that's McMichael split out. I can't tell. The rain and fog are getting to me. Look out. You gotta get rid of the ball, Marino. Oh, what a catch.
The reception is made past the markers for a first down. First down, 10 yards to go.
Where's this passing exhibition been? Uh-oh, flag on the play.
Past the markers for a first down.
Number 21. Defense.
Yeah, they'll decline that, I'd imagine. Yep. I think that was on Sanders, wasn't it? 21. Prime time. Did they have prime time, or is he on the 49ers? I can't remember. Swing pass to Zonka. He breaks a tackle. And another. First down. So just like that, he's up to 188 yards. And I think half of that's probably this drive. Well, it can't be half of that numerically, but where's this passing exhibition been the whole game? She's been running the 2-minute drill the whole game, apparently. That'll give them a 1st and goal. See if they can get it in the end zone here. They need to do it quickly. And they do.
Number 80 has a guy shadowing him, but still manages to make the catch.
Wow.
It's all about staking your turf.
That's his first touchdown of the day.
And I think he's a guy you can count on to make those end zone catches. He sets a high standard for himself, and he usually meets it.
Unreal, dude. You premium with the extra point. Now, that punt exchange where they got the ball at like the 45 of Dallas, that's what I expected to happen. And then maybe another quick score to maybe make it interesting, but that's not what happened.
Number 20 with the tackle.
Number 80 is quick to react when the onside kick comes bouncing his way. Watch him move and get the football before the kicking team has a shot. It's all about reflexes.
Peter, they had to try the onside kick there, so you can't fault them for their decision calling on the matter.
Absolutely not, Dan. Just didn't work out for him.
So I would imagine they're just going to run the ball. And apparently Dolphins think that as well. I don't think there's enough time. So even if they stop them here and get the ball back, and I think if they score, that's the last time they're going to see the ball. One timeout left.
Third down. The clock is stopped at 1:47.
So they were able to stop them and conserve time, but no timeouts left.
Number 4 gets ready to punt this away.
So they would have to get the ball, score quickly, and then get an onside kick recovery.
Number 81, fair catches it at the 14.
It would be interesting, though, to see Marino carve them up again and end up with like 300 yards passing after doing nothing for the first 3 quarters. That would be very interesting. Oh my God. I mean, he might. Hey! I don't know who that was to, but that was not good.
Terrence Newman came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
Another batted ball, and they have been attacked.
I will say I do like the settings, though, for the interceptions. There's only been 2. Both by Marino, that I recall. I don't think Staubach threw any. Oh my God! I thought for sure that he had that, the defender.
First down. Nice stats there. Great to get that from your tight end.
Number 13 throws ahead
Oh,
near the right sideline, and it's
that'll
tipped
stop the clock though.
incomplete.
I tell you what, if they get this in the end zone and get the onside kick,
Left no chance for a
you
reception.
just never know.
Third batted ball, and he is doing his part, that is for sure.
Nice to see aggressive D like that.
They need to do it quickly though, so they have a little bit of time if they do get the onside kick. Well, that was a short one. That's not going to help their cause. Using too much time. Oh no! That's 3 picks. That's still less than I was getting before though. I had one game where somebody threw 8. I think it was. I can't remember who it was though. That's unfortunate. They tried. The defense certainly stiffened in the second half, but the offense really never got anything going. I do like it initially. I have to do a few more games with it, see what it turns out. Again, if you guys want to see any certain matchups, once I get the ratings for those two teams in, I'll certainly try to flip them up on a stream for a test game if you're interested in seeing any of that. Just let me know who it is that you want to see. This will be over on YouTube if you want to do it in the comments there shortly. I am going to play a test game with the same two teams with the settings that I was using and see how they end up with that stats-wise. And then obviously I have to play a couple more games with each version to see. So no turnovers for Dallas. Only 232 total yards. And a touchdown of that was an interception, pick 6. Look at that. Marino ended up with almost 300 yards. 284. That's insane. Like the end of the third quarter, he had like 68 yards or something. Like, where was that the rest of the game? Dallas got all the breaks, though, if you think about it. Like, if you go back and watch this on YouTube, you'll see that, like, all the deflections and things went the Cowboys' way. All 3 of their... Well, that first pick from Waters wasn't... He stepped in front of that one, but the other 2 were off deflections like that. A touchdown there would have made this game very interesting, too. Charlie Waters played of the game. Let him get his props here, I guess. 1 interception for a touchdown and 4 tackles. So Staubach couldn't even get it, even throwing a touchdown to Irving, and Irving couldn't get it catching the touchdown. Crazy.
That winds up our broadcast of the NFL preseason on ESPN, worldwide leader in sports for 25 years and counting. I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for joining us.
All right, let's check out some stats here before we end the stream. So, 17 first downs for the Dolphins, 9 for Dallas. Just too many turnovers. But that's kind of the nature of the NFL. Turnovers tells the story most of the time. So 50, 54, and 68. So that's pretty close. 1 penalty on each team. 3 turnovers for the Dolphins, which led to 7 points. So they had the 3 picks, but only one of those was returned for a touchdown. I guess they didn't score on the other 2 drives that they got. interceptions on, so that's fine. Marino had a higher percentage completions and higher yards. That says 2 picks. Was one of them a fumble? It wasn't Marino. Was there a fumble? I don't show a fumble. There's a fumble. Ah, the receiver caught it and then fumbled it. I thought it was a deflected pick, so that actually helps Marino's stats. 60-something's not very good, but both defenses are pretty good, so I guess 60s is pretty much expected, really. He had a touchdown and no picks, but he didn't have very many yards, was the reason he was low. Rushing, Emmitt Smith had a pretty good day. Kicks average was good. He just didn't get enough touches because they were behind the whole game. And he also splits with Zonka. Zonka didn't run the ball very well. And Kick caught a pass that lost 3 yards. So not bad there. Miami had a few receivers higher. Michael Irvin was their leading receiver. Witten only caught 1. Defense, Jake Scott made a lot of tackles. That's not good when your safeties are making most of the tackles. That's never good. Sacks, we had Bob Lilly had 1, Too Tall Jones had 1, Newman had 1, and Ratliff had 1. Miami had no sacks. That actually shocks me. They got a pretty good defense. At least I thought they had a pretty good defense. I mean, their defense only gave up some field goals and that 1 touchdown to Irvin. The other touchdown was the pick 6. Marino just couldn't get anything going until the 4th quarter, and by then it was too late. I don't know, those stats look pretty good to me. I mean, I'd like to see Staubach's yardage up more than that, but I like the fact there was only 2 picks. Like I said, there's been some games that have... I mean, we only had 1 fumble, so I mean, that could go up a little bit. And even when you fumble, it's, always lose it, so might be able to up that a little bit. I don't want it too high, though. I got the ball security for, like, linemen's a little bit low, so if they were to pick up the fumble and get hit, then they'd probably fumble it again, which I don't want. Almost had 100-yard receiving, couple guys. So I'm pretty okay with that so far. I have to do some more test plays to see what it looks like with other teams. Also want to do a test play with those same 2 teams on the settings that I have. See what the numbers are comparatively. All right, guys, we're going to end it there. Thank you guys for stopping by. Again, it'll be up on YouTube here shortly if you guys want to check it out over there or make any comments as to who you want to see play in another test game. Probably with these same settings. I've done quite a few test games with the settings I was using, but anyway, I do want to compare the numbers, so I'll be doing a couple more anyway. So yeah, check it out on YouTube if you want to let me know who you want to see on the next one. We'll talk at you later. See you, D. Peace.